There's a couple of investigations going into his on-court behaviour at the moment, as usual. And with the launch of the ATP Cup earlier this week, questions were asked to Pat Rafter about his thoughts on whether he should be suspended for some of his on-court indiscretions. He says it's an interesting one. I don't understand why it hasn't happened because there's been no result on these so-called investigations yet. On paper, it looks like he should be suspended to me. And then, of course, the right of reply came on social media from Nick, probably because everywhere I play in the stadiums are sold out and the event makes money with me around. Not surprised. Rafter has commented on this topic. Guy loves hanging fellow Aussies out to dry. Enjoys staying relevant. Champ. I mean, that's shooting Bambi.
Yeah, no, it's an interesting one. Pat obviously was head of player development there for a few years and had to make a lot of tough decisions on Aussie players. I was one of them at the time and sort of, I guess, changed his relationship with a lot of the players. You know, Pat shares an opinion that a lot of people around tennis do, but also a lot of people share the opinion that Nick's given. So I know we've spoken about it a lot on this panel, about Nick's behaviour and where he sits and why he hasn't been suspended and the fines. Yeah, another rift between a former world number one and Nick Kyrgios. It's not a surprise, though, is it?
You're a pillar of that tennis community. Whose side are you on, Rafter or Kyrgios? Tell us.
Well, do I have to pick one?
Yes.
I don't agree that Nick's behaviour is right, but he does fill stadiums. They're not going to ban him for the ATP Cup. An Australian team that's going to be led by Nick Kyrgios in its inaugural year in Australia, how can you not have our number one player playing?
Well, if he plays himself out of contention, though, by his behaviour, like, I really want to get on the Nick Kyrgios bandwagon, and I feel sorry for him because he doesn't have an older teammate to pull him into line. And I feel like potentially Pat Rafter is trying to do that. But I wonder how long we stick with him, Sam. Like, I want him to be in this tournament and I want him to be part of and loved by Australian tennis fans, of which I'm one. But how much can we be expected to take of this sort of behaviour? I'm on Pat's side.
Yeah, you are, I guess, but... You know, the reality is the behaviour that we're talking about happened in Cincinnati. It's happened regularly, but the last 2 months he's been good again. US Open, we were talking about how great he was and how well he's behaving and how well he's playing, and he was a genuine threat. And he went out to Rublev, who's a great young player, but there was none of those real behaviour issues. And the reality is he does things that other players are also doing, but we highlight them because that's what he's become. He's become the bad boy, and we like to talk about Nick's behaviour.
Sam, great having you on. We're going to be seeing plenty of you on our screens, not just over the summer, but in the lead up to it as well. And we'll catch you again very soon.
Nah, thanks for having me. Enjoy your Sundays.
Sam Groff joining us this morning. He's been calling it Sundays with Sam, coming your way on. Apparently he's got like 3 shows he's a part of.
Kyrgios,
loving every moment of it.
Kyrgios is the most compelling player to watch, isn't he?
He's brilliant.
Yeah, the shots that he does that you can't even conceive that are possible.
Yep.
He did call an umpire a potato. I don't know if you can get away with it. In the footy codes back here, stay with us. You are.